Welcome to South Asia Maps, Intellectual Kshatriya channel, an educational channel. At South Asia Maps, I will bring South Asian knowledge to our audience, that is south of Karakoram Mountains and north of Kanyakumari, in the form of icons, maps and images. So the South Asian knowledge will be strongly etched and easily grasped in the minds of my audience. Today's topic of discussion is a fascinating one of very monumental battles that was found on the Kerala coast called Battle of Kolachel. It was fought in 1741, that is 20 years prior to one more earth-shaking battle that was found in Uttar Bharat and Indo-Gangetic plain at Panipat too. But this is a very great battle that was fought in South India, Deccan. Lot of people are not aware what is its significance. Excuse me. And today I will bring that part to my audience. This is the picture of Maharaja Martanda Varma. These are the belligerents, the Travancore state, Kingdom of Travancore, Maharaja Martanda Varma, and Dutch Empire, Dutch East India Company, and its leader Statuus Delany and Imamov from Ceylon, the Dutch Governor General at Ceylon. This is the Travancore region and Tirunelveli district here, a part of Nawab of Arcot, Nawab of Carnatic territory, Vembanad Lake, Vembanad Kayal here. And before I go into that, I strongly suggest my audience that this is my main YouTube channel, South Asia Maps J. Reddy. I already posted very high quality videos with, excuse me for my allergies, impeccable maps, drawn and redrawn meticulously many times for your intellectual enjoyment and grasping. And I have already added more than 110 high quality videos about the culture, geography, heritage, history, battles of Uttar Bharat as well as Dakshina, Deccan, and you can go there and you can explore them further. And I really appreciate if you can subscribe and bring this fascinating knowledge to the audience, to your friends and colleagues. That is about our main YouTube channel, South Asia Maps. Coming back to the Battle of Kolachel, Battle of Kolachel, what are we going to talk about? Before we talk about the Battle of Kolachel, this is the geographical location of VEnadu Kingdom. The province of Kerala has three important cultural, geographic, historical regions. Northern part is called Malabar region, centered round about Calicut, Kozhikode, excuse me, that is Kannur, Calicut, Kozhikode, Malappuram, Palakkad, VEnadu. Central part is Thrissur, that is essentially Cochin area or Kochi. Southern part that you are looking here is called VEnadu region or Travancore region. Travancore is a corrupted form, a corrupted word or anglicized word for Tiruvithamakkur. Tiruvithamakkur became Travancore in the chronological records of British East India Company. So the name Travancore struck. So this is the Travancore region, essentially southern part of the Periyar River where it joins the Vembanad Lake. So this entire region, the Travancore region, that is Cochin here, Ernakulam districts, Idukki districts and Kottayam district, Alapi district, Pathanamthitta district, Kollam or Quillan and Thiruvananthapuram, Trivandrum. And most important, the today's spot is Kanyakumari district or Nanjilnadu or Nanjinadu. Kanyakumari district were historically part of Travancore kingdom. Their first capital or capital for most of the existence of their kingdom existed in Kanyakumari district and a place called Padmanabhapuram, that is round about maybe 30 kilometers or so from Nagarkoil, the district administrative headquarters of Kanyakumari district. Here is the sacred city of Kanyakumari. What here I am showing is the 4 taluks of Kanyakumari district: Agasteshwaram, Thovala, Kalkulam, Vilavankod. Their administrative headquarters are named differently. This is Nagarkoil, this is Bhutapandi, I think Kalkulam is Kujithurai, and Vilavankod is Tukkalai. And as we move little further, we have Neyattinakara taluk of Thiruvananthapuram district, Nedumangad, and Thiruvananthapuram, Trivandrum. That was the second capital, or the capital in the later years, and the final capital before the princely state was merged into the dominion of India after partition in 1947. Thiruvananthapuram and Attingal, Cherayinkal taluk, Attingal town. Then we have Kollam or Quillan districts. You have to remember the names were anglicized before, now they have given the native names. Trichur was anglicized name, Tirshur is the local name. Trivandrum is an anglicized name, Thiruvananthapuram is a local name. Quillan was the old name, that is anglicized name, that is Kollam. Kollam, excuse me, Kottarakara, Punalur, Kartigapalli. This is very important. Our place of interest, talking point, is Kolachel. This is the Kolachel town, is a port town, small port. This is Padmanabhapuram, the capital in the Kalkulam taluk. And here we will have Aramboli Pass. So easiest way to come from Nawab of Arcot's territory or from Palayan Kottai and Ambasamudram Tirunalveli here to Aramboli Pass to Nagarkoil, capital Padmanabhapuram. That is in the broad where we are, and Ceylon or Sri Lanka is somewhere here. Who are the contestants, means the belligerents, the people or the parties who fought in this war. Of course, the Travancore kingdom is the belligerent, and the Dutch East India Company. We have like a French East India Company, excuse me, British East India Company, and Portuguese East India Company, and so many European companies or European imperialist military outposts and agencies existed to colonize the entire world and also India. Here, Dutch East India Company, this is the Dutch name, is called like Virinje Oost Indies Company. That is translated as a Dutch East India Company. So, Virinje, you can see somewhere, yeah, Virinje Oost India Company, VOC. This was the Amsterdam chapter, once the capital big city in Europe, in Netherlands or Holland. So this is VOC, Viringe West India Company, and their company insignia. One of the very famous ruler, builder of modern Travancore, is Anisam Thirunal Veerabala Martanda, simply called Martanda Varma. He was a contemporary, the later contemporary of the mighty Maratha warrior Bhaji Rao II, and his son and successor Balaji Bhaji Rao. So he ruled from almost 1728, took from his uncle Ramavarma to 58, that almost 30 years. That means passed away just 3 years before the major third battle of Panipat was fought in Kolachel region of today's Haryana. He was the modern builder of Travancore state. Before that, Travancore was predominantly a bilingual state. Southern part spoke Tamil, northern part spoke Malayalam. Their capital itself was a Tamil-speaking Nanjil Nadu area, Kanyakumari area, Padmanabhapuram. And at that time there were many kingdoms in Kerala. The Portuguese failed to colonize effectively. They have control over local leaders, but the Dutch has a control over the many leaders. So the small kingdoms were Tekkamakur, Vadakamakur, Purukad, Kollam, Kayankulam. Martanda Varma, who inherited a small kingdom from his uncle, is a matrimonial lineage. That means the son of the king will not inherit the kingdom. His sister's son will inherit the king. So the matrimonial inheritance they follow. And Martanda Varma, he started unifying the small states. Before that, there was a lot competition among the Europeans for the spices, pepper, sugar, porcelain, coffee and wine, and lot of competing European powers, and European imperialists and Christian imperialists were Portuguese imperialists, we see, who are essentially ruled by the concept of Catholic imperialism, that is a Christian imperialism. Whereas the Dutch, French, British, Danish, they used a modified version of Christian imperialism called European imperialism, and all are imperialist powers. So, these are the Europe, they dominated the world, they discovered the trade routes. First Portuguese rounded, this is South Africa, the Cape of Good Hope, and Vasco da Gama around about 1498 finally landed in the Malabar region, Calicut town. Later they established a large number of colonies, trading posts, military centers. The important trade at that time, around about 1500, was the sugar from China, porcelain from China, and silk from Japan and China. And these are the spice islands they called. In Java is called Batavia. The Dutch colonized it to Java. And these are Celebes. These are the spice islands called Moluccas, that Ceram, Amboan and all those things. So this was the major, and Ceylon was original colonizers were the Portuguese Catholic imperialists. Later Dutch took over for a lot of places, and Dutch became very powerful when they established Cape Colony and started ruling southern part of today's South Africa, Union of South Africa, the Dutch. So that is in broad about the companies, why the porcelain, the pepper, the sugar, the silk. The taking a journey from here at that time was very hazardous. It was very worth taking because they have to build a big ships and recruit people and sell them. Lot of people used to die, and starvation and storms and bad weather in the ocean. It's not like today when you live in, let's say, in Kurnool or Anantapur or Nellore, go to Hyderabad, take a flight to land in Amsterdam in 5 years very comfortably, even an ordinary person. It was not like that. The reason why they did was colonizing the nations, the Asian African nations. And if you buy the local spices, porcelain, silk, especially pepper here, for 1 rupee, say the local currency, you can sell it more than 1,000 rupees or 1,500 rupees in Europe. The profit margin was enormous, and it is the one that induced the people to form a lot of companies and venture into very hazardous nations, taking very circuitous route. That is the overall context you have to keep in mind why all these things were done, because of the profit trade. That's where Kerala comes, and Kerala was very important in growing the pepper. These small kingdoms, there were many small kingdoms at that time. I am showing the southern part of the Kerala province today. This is the Travancore region, the small kingdom, you see. This is the Kanyakumari part, and this is at Trivandrum district, Kanyakumari district, because we have Attingal, means Attingal is the northern part of, we have seen the Trivandrum district, Nedumangad here, Attingal, and is a Kollam or Quillan. So there are many small kingdoms, Travancore, Nedumangad, Attingal, and Kottarakara, and Quillam, Pandalam, Tekkamakur, Shengansheri. This is the Kottayam area, Kottayam, Meenachal, and Shengansheri, and Vaikom, those areas. And one more other important kingdom in Ernakulam part is Vadakkanur. This is the Punalur and Karapuram. This is the Alapi district. Essentially, to say there were many small kingdoms. This is the Kochi area, the Raja of Kochi here, Kochi and Idapalli, and this is finally the northern part, Malabar region. So Maharaja or Raja Martanda Varma start conquering all these small kingdom. The problem now is the Dutch controlled all these small kingdom. Controlled in a sense, these small rajas were under their control. They were selling the pepper to them at cheaper prices. The Dutch used to take the pepper and sell it very higher prices in European countries. Because European food at that time was very bland, pepper give a lot of the taste and the flavor and all those regions. So the Martanda Varma started controlling those kingdoms. So he realized that in order to control the pepper trade, to build his kingdom, he has to control and conquer and annex all these small kingdoms. Tekkamakuru, that is essentially Shengansheri and Kottayam districts, and Vadakkamakuru, the northern part, that is Mavattupula and Ernakulam, and all those, Purakkad and Kollam, Kayankulam in Alapi regions. And so for spices and pepper and porcelain. So the Dutch, who were already controlling all those small kingdoms which are under Dutch control, start blockading the Kolachel coast, this coast. And they have their headquarters in a place called Batavia. Where is Batavia? Batavia is this is the Europe, and they have their headquarters at Cape Town, South Africa, that is Cape Colony. South Africa has a Cape and Natal, Orange Free State, and all those provinces, the Madagascar. And Dutch controlled Ceylon at that time. They have their governor in Ceylon. They also have their headquarters or major power center in all this area. This is called Java. At that time, Java, they built a fort city called Batavia. That is the headquarters in the eastern. So these are the Celebes Islands, these are the Moluccas Islands. So the army, the navy, from Ceylon they came, they started blockading the Maharaja Martanda Varma's kingdom at Kolachel. Finally, Martanda Varma finally decided to take the challenge. So the major battle was fought at place called Kolachel, that is a small port town. And Dutch was decisively defeated. That is the first time the Asian power defeated the excuse me for allergies, European power. So here lies the very important part. Battle of Kolachel, 1741. Battle of Kolachel, 1741 came almost 4-5 years before the death of three most prominent political military leaders of the India. All of them passed a few months round about 1748. That is the grandson of Shivaji, Shahu Chhatrapati, passed away, and very powerful ruler in Deccan, that is Saiful Islam, the swordsman of Islam, who sold by army means the Islam in South India. Asaf-Jah Nizam also passed in 1740. In the north, the declined power-based Mughal emperor Muhammad Shah also passed away 1748. That is very critical. At that time, the first Carnatic War started round about 1746-47. That is 6 years later, the Battle of Adayar. That is one of the major battles where the French, small French, defeated very big army of Nawab of Arcot Anwaruddin. The context I am bringing is that happened round about 1747-48. This war came 6 or 7 years earlier, where a native power of Maharaja Martanda Varma Kulashekara Anizam Tirunal Martanda Varma Padmanabhadasa, his title, Kulasekara dynasty, Yei kingdom, VEnadu kingdom, Travancore kingdom. His army defeated the Dutch East India Company's power. So the Travancore and Dutch Empire, Dutch East India Company are the belligerents. This is taken from Wikipedia. Commanders on the Travancore, Tiruvittamakkur side, led by Martanda Varma and his general called Dalavai locally, Ramaya Dalavai. On Dutch side, a statuous Delaney, who was taken as a prisoner of war, and Gustav William van Imhoff, who was the governor of Ceylon. In fact, Van Imhoff, who gave protection to the small kingdoms, landed in this area, and he has a personal one-to-one meeting with Martanda Varma also few months before this war, and he warned any further annexations of the small kingdoms and interference in their pepper trade will be not acceptable to Dutch East India Company, that is Verenigde Oost-Indische Company. And he warned and went away to Ceylon, where he was the governor appointed by the East India Company of the Dutch. Martanda Varma took up the challenge, and the Dutch navy started blockading all this area, and they Kolachel, and they finally moved to and fought a battle in Padmanabhapuram, that is the capital of Maharaja. And finally Maharaja defeated them at Kolachel, and Delaney was taken as a prisoner of war. Finally he submitted, and Maharaja freed him because he agreed to join his army and train the Travancore armed forces in a modern disciplined European battle. So that was the battle between the Nair warriors and European conquistadors. The Battle of Kolachel is the very, very important battle that was fought. Here we see, I will give you the overall, the context. The Dutch, previously French had Portuguese, who were the first colonizers, the inventor of the sea routes, Vasco da Gama, all those, the friars, and they're all like conquistadors and discoverers, explorers, converters, proselyters, Christian missionaries, all rolled as a one. They had a monopoly this, and Dutch boosted them in most of the area. The Dutch East India Company Empire in the 17th century and 18th century, their headquarters was in Cape Colony, today's South Africa. Then they had other trading centers in Mauritius and Ceylon. Batavia, you see here the Batavia, that is essentially the island of Java. This is the archipelago of Indonesia. This is Java Island, and this is Borneo Island, and this is Sumatra Island. This is the peninsula of Malaya and Malaysia. This is the number, this is called Celebes Island. Northern part is called Minahasa. This is the important spice growing region. Other important spice growing region is Moluccas. You see number 2 here, Molucca. That is different from Malaccas. You see the Malacca. You see the difference in how they are spelled. Malacca. The Straits of Malacca essentially means there is a province called Malacca in Malaysia here next to Singapore and Kuala Lumpur and Penang. That is the Malaccas. This is Moluccas. That is the Moluccas. We'll see the map somewhere. Moluccas are Seram and Amboan, all those things. The very good high quality, the spices are grown here. The Celebes and Moluccas is very, very important. And this is of course the Malabar coast, where the Dutch control all the small kingdoms, and this is the Coromandel coast. The entire concept of European imperialism works under very inscrutable entity called the European civilization and incomparable person called a white man. These are very superior people, their culture and morals, everything is superior, and it visualizes the world before the discoveries in the 15th, 16th century as a barbaric dark period, and European civilization is great, and this white man burden, white man has taken responsibility to civilize the rest of the world, rest of the Asia and Africa. That is essentially Europeans' white man's burden of civilizing the native people. It sees finally the triumph of Western civilization, their morals, political systems, and collapse of Asian, African, American barbaric civilization. This is a improved version of the old Christian and Islamic imperialism, which was ideologically extremely documented by Voice of India think tank, who played a very vital role in Hindu awakening. They are called Trimurti of Hindu Renaissance, Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarupji, and Karma Yogi Sitaram Goyalji, and Professor Coenraad Elst himself from Belgium, the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium, the northern part of Belgium, Coenraad Elst, and you can look at them, and I have links for them. So that is overall about the Battle of Kolachel and Dutch East India Company. So when we look at this, here we look at the map. Before we look at the map, we can look at a broader picture here. So this is the Kanyakumari district, Nanjil Nadu. Today I am showing as a part of Tamil Nadu region here. So we have historic Tirunelveli district, Tirunelveli and Palayankottai and Tuticorin in Tiruchendur. And Kanyakumari for a long time was part of Tiruvittamakkur or Travancore. It has 4 taluks here: Agasteshwaram, Thovala, Kalkulam and Vilavankur. Their taluk headquarters are named differently. Nagarkoil here, Bhutapandi here, and Takkalai here, and Kujiturai close to Tiruvananthapuram. Tiruvananthapuram will be somewhere here. So, south of Tukkalai in the Kalkulam taluk, their headquarters, the capital Padmanabhapuram resided, and Kolachel will be somewhere here. You can remember Kalkulam taluk, Kolachel, Kalai, Takkalai and Padmanabhapuram. Kanyakumari will be here. This is the Hindu Mahasagar. This is Ganga Sagar, Bay of Bengal. This is Sindhu Sagar, that is Arabian Sea, where the sacred city of Kanyakumari resides. And if you look at that, and yeah. We are looking here the Google map here. So you can see the Kanyakumari here, Cape Comorin, Kanyakumari, the peninsula, the Kanyakumari, and Nagarkoil here. You can see the beautiful Aramboli Pass. If the army of the Carnatic Nawab need to come to Padmanabhapuram for fighting or aid, the easiest way to come from the here somewhere will be Palayankottai and Tirunelveli, Tirunelveli, Palayankottai here, and go to Nanguneri and cross the Aralam Mozi. That is the new name for the Aramboli Pass. These are the Agastyamalai mountains. You can see there is a pass here view. That is the one of the landmarks of the later inheritor Madras Presidency. Aramboli Pass here, Nagarkoil, Kanyakumari, and near Alur there will be is a Kolachel. You can see here the Kolachel, the port city where the historic battle was found. Near Alur, their capital Padmanabhapuram resided. You can see Padmanabhapuram. I hope Padmanabhapuram should be. I am not able to see in this map. We will see in the other map. So Padmanabhapuram and Battle of Kolachel here. I think it is near Vollugur, I guess. Yeah, Padmanabhapuram. You see. Padmanabhapuram, yeah, the capital of Maharaja Martanda Varma. Tirunal Aniza Martanda Varma. Kulasekara, the modern builder of VEnadu kingdom, Travancore kingdom, Tiruvakkanur kingdom. So we have Kanyakumari, Nagarkoil, and Kolachel here, and Padmanabhapuram here in the major highway, and we cross Padmanabhapuram. We go to Niyattinakara, we have seen in the first map, and Tiruvananthapuram, the second capital of Padmana. After they moved the capital after that death of Maharaja to Tiruvananthapuram, and Niyattinakara, Nedumangad, all those areas, and we have seen the Kollam, and Kollam and Attingal will be somewhere here. This is a Kulam, the Kottarakara and Punalur, and Karunagapalli, Pandalam. We have seen all those smaller kingdoms that Maharaja was trying to annex, which the Dutch contested because they wanted to maintain the monopoly. This is Tekkamakur, this is the Shangansheri area somewhere here, and Vadakamakur area, Shanganasheri here in the Kottayam, Tiruvalla Kottayam area, the Vadakkansheri area. The Periyar river will be near Aluva and joins the Vembanad lake somewhere here. The Aluva, Angamalai, somewhere Chalakudi is further north, Aluva, the Periyar river goes here. So that is the overall the geographical location. You can I will show you the other map where you'll have much more different clarity. So we are talking about Cape Comorin, Nagarkoil, Aramboli Pass here, and Aramboli Pass here, and here Kolachel is not shown here, Padmanabhapuram, Kolachel is on the tip. Yeah, Kolachel here, Padmanabhapuram maybe around 20-30 kilometers somewhere here. Padmanabhapuram, then you can see the Neyatinakara and Thiruvananthapuram. The major railway line from Kollam, the British built, excuse me, Kollam to Kottarakara, Punalur. He will have a Shenkotta here, Tenkasi, then Ambasamudram. This is Chittar River, this is Tamraparni River. Tirunelveli, Palankotte, major junction goes here from Palankotte, Tirunelveli. From Mainachi, one branch will goes to Tuticorin. From Tirunelveli, Palankotte junction, other railway line can go to Sri Vaikuntham or Sitankulam to Tiruchendur here. From Tenkasi Senkota itself is a major junction. Tenkasi Senkota was actually an exclave of the Kingdom of Travancore, that was in the Madras Presidency in the later here, a major junction. From there, one train, the line goes to Tirunelveli, Palankotte, other line goes to Rajapalayam, Sirivilputtur, and to Virudunagar, this area, Virudunagar area. So that is in the broad about, and again this is the the Dutch first Portuguese surrounded Cape of Good Hope here, and they landed in Kozhikode, and later they colonized and built a lot of forts there. This is the island of Sumatra. This is Java Island. These are the Celebes Islands. These are the Molucca Spice Islands, Moluccas, and you can see the Moluccas here. And this is the Malacca. I will enlarge this Moluccas here so that you'll have a clarity. So this is Java, East Java. This is called Batavia here, Jakarta, now the modern town. So these are the Indonesia. This is Celebes. Minahasa is the northern part of Sulawesi that I have shown you in the other map. So this is Celebes Island, Spice Island. Other Spice Islands are Moluccas. These are the Molucca. You can see Molucca. This is Seram Island. Yeah, Moluccas. Yeah, you can see the Molucca here. So these are the pepper from here, and sugar from this Formosa, Taiwan, China here, and porcelain and sugar and silk from Japan, and spices from Malabar. They have played a very important role at that time, funding these big the colonial companies, and finally led to the large-scale colonization of the entire Africa and Asia by the powers. So in a sense, we have seen the Battle of Kolachel. Before that, and I forgot to open it, I can put it and show you the pictures where you can see Battle of Kolachel. Battle of Kolachel, you can see the Maharaja, the Dutch general surrounding. This is the, you can see, the Dutch general Delanoy surrounding to the Maharaja Martanda Varma here. Martanda Varma, Dutch general, submitting to him. Later he was taken into his service, and Dutch East India Company This is the way they built a monument, the Maharaja. Unfortunately, today's modern world, where Hindu society is totally very ignorant of their history and heritage, such an important battle fought in 1741, such a major victory of not India, entire non-European nations, first major power, Dutch East India Company was defeated by Asia and Asian powers. Such an important Battle of Kolachel. The monument is extremely neglected, dilapidated conditions. This really concerns about anybody interested in the heritage of the native people, that you have to keep in mind. So this is where they built a monument in Kolachel, remembering the victory pillar, remembering the victory of the Maharaja Martanda Varma against Dutch. So, in a sense, today we talked about the Battle of Kolachel, the belligerents Travancore and Martanda Varma and Ramaya Dalawai, Dutch Empire, Dutch East India Company, the generals Eustachius d'Illinois and Gustav William van Imhoff, that was the governor of Ceylon, and Martanda Varma unification policy, small state. We have seen various states, Tekkamakur, Vadakamakur, Purakkad, Kollam, Kayankulam in the Alappuzha or Alapi district. Spice trade importance, pepper and sugar, the porcelain and silk in Asia and Europe and Japan and China, and competing European imperialisms and Christian imperialisms, and Portuguese, Dutch, French, British and Catholic imperialism. The picture of Martanda Varma, the Nair warriors and European conquistadors, here Dutch conquistadors, the battle at Kolachel, and we will see the Dutch East India Company, Viringe Oost Company, we will see, and Travancore and Dutch wars. Travancore is Tiruvittamakur, and battle fought at Kolachel, the Agasteshwaran Tovala Kalkulam Vilavankod, Neyatinakara, Nedumangad, Tiru Anantapuram, Attingal, Cherayinkil, Punalur Kottarakara, Kollam, Karunagapalli, and Pandalam Purakkad, Vembanad Lake, and Visutekkamakur, that is nothing but Shengan Seri Kottayam, and Vadakamakur, Mavattupula, and Irnakulam, and all those northern parts near Periyar. So we looked at all these things and brought you into proper perspective the important battle of Kolachel 1741, where Anism Tirunal Martanda Varma, Kulasekara, the Maharaja of Travancore, Tiruvittamakur, the builder of modern Travancore, gave a decisive defeat with his Nair warriors against the European colonizers, imperialist conquistadors at a place called Kolachel, small port town, 30-40 kilometers south of Padmanabhapuram, their capital, on the coast of VEnadu or Tiruvittamakur in Nanjil Nadu, today's Kanyakumari. This is your presenter J. Reddy, and who brought this presentation to you on behalf of South Asia Maps Intellectual Kshatriya channel. And I really appreciate if you can go and subscribe and let this knowledge known to your friends, and you can access a large number of similar videos at that place. And I will see you later. Thank you very much.